With 6ABC Action News, WPVI, coming to you from my home. That's just so 2020. I know this year the event is virtual, but I still wanted to stop in and show my support for junior achievement and the wonderful work it continues to do right here in the community. This time, more than ever, we need to make sure that these types of opportunities are available for the youth in our region. And the honorees that we are recognizing, they really do deserve our attention for the passion and dedication that they show to make sure that economic education is equitable, it's accessible to the youth right here where we live. So for all the hard work that's being done, and for those who are working to fulfill the mission of junior achievement, from Action News, we say thank you. Thank you for all that you are doing. And I know we're not together in person, but I hope that that will be the case next year and that I'll see you at the Lowe's Hotel.
The world is full of lines. There are lines that are helpful, convenient, and even necessary. But then there are those lines that people can't or won't see. They are the lines that divide. These lines are based on color, on gender, on belief, on language, and even on love. These lines may be drawn on purpose or unintentionally and without much regard. Sometimes these lines have been there for generations, apparent to those they seek to separate, and invisible to others. But just because not everyone sees these lines doesn't mean they don't exist. At Junior Achievement, we see them, and we know things need to change. That's why we are empowering the next generation with lessons in how money works, how education leads to career success, and how to start and run a business. We are committed to giving young people the knowledge and support necessary to erase these lines and bridge gaps, overcome barriers, and break through ceilings. We are doing this so that today's kids can live in a more equitable and just tomorrow. But we can't do it alone.
Hello, my name is Aqua, and I'm an 8th grader at Eisenhower Science and Technology Leadership Academy, and I'm a JA kid. I'm so excited to welcome you guys to this year's Junior Achievement Inspiring Tomorrow's event. I represent over 28,000 students that are impacted by JA's program this year. You will hear from the community of supporters that are the heart of JA. Thank you for joining us, and please enjoy the show. And now on Jim Flynn, Board Chair for Junior Achievement.
Thank you, Aku, for that nice introduction. And welcome to the 2020 Inspiring Tomorrows virtual celebration. We come together today to celebrate the impact of junior achievement and honor those who truly embody the spirit of junior achievement. A lot has happened since we last got together, but similar to many of you in your businesses and at home, Junior Achievement has pivoted the delivery method of our programs. These experiences can now be implemented in a variety of environments, in person, virtual, or a blend of the two. In doing so, Junior Achievement continues to be positioned as the leader of relevant, compelling, and interactive experiences that build a young person's capacity, spur economic development, and build economic competitiveness. But Junior Achievement has not been able to do this alone. It is the collaboration and collective passion of thousands of individuals that have stepped up from wherever they may be, and we're going to highlight the contributions of those supporters today. You'll see the impact from each of our honorees as they are interviewed by Junior Achievement student ambassadors. The takeaway here is it takes thousands of passionate people to deliver the impact of junior achievement. JA is simply the common thread that's woven throughout each person. Thank you for all that you are doing to further the mission and inspiring the next generation for success. I also want to extend special thanks to our student ambassadors and JA alumni that you hear from during our program. They are the business and community leaders of today and tomorrow. On behalf of the students who benefit from these high impact programs, I also extend our heartfelt thanks to all of the sponsors of this virtual event. Their support makes it possible for these students and tens of thousands of others to have access to these opportunities. The challenge that we all face is how to prepare young people for a future that is always changing, for jobs that may not even exist yet. JA is a solutions provider to meet that challenge. We work with our community partners to provide a continuum of progressive learning experiences that build students' skills, attitudes, and behaviors necessary to be financially capable, entrepreneurial minded, and expand their vision for these future career opportunities. And as the demand for these partnerships grow, more support is needed. Below me, you'll see a text to give opportunity. Please send tomorrow's to the number listed to make your contribution this evening. Thank you in advance for any support that you can provide. I promise you it can make a difference. So let's get started. First, I would like to introduce Brad Aronson, an accomplished entrepreneur and the author of Humankind: How to Change the World One Small Act at a Time, who will talk about the importance of teaching entrepreneurship to young people in Southeastern Pennsylvania.
Thanks for that introduction, Jim. I want to start by congratulating the award winners who will be announced tonight. And I want to thank the teachers, the mentors, the staff, and the supporters who make junior achievement possible. You're helping create the next generation of leaders that our country desperately needs. It's been many years since I participated in junior achievement, but it's great to see how much junior achievement has grown. A focus of junior achievement when I was in school, that is still a focus, is entrepreneurship. And that's critical for today's youth. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting your own company. It's a state of mind. It means that when you see a problem, you don't just talk about it. You try to think about how you can contribute to a solution. And that might be starting your own business. It might be starting your own nonprofit. It might be volunteering through your church or through your school, or it might be finding a way with your employer to make a difference. But it's taking that step from identifying a problem to solving it. And there are so many opportunities to do that. I want to mention a couple from our area. First is Pamela Rainey Lawler. So Pamela was really unhappy at seeing how many hungry people there were in Philadelphia, especially since she noticed how much food restaurants had to throw away. This was perishable food that couldn't be saved. And she thought, maybe I could take that food and deliver it to nonprofits that help feed people who are hungry. So she talked to people in the food industry who were experts, and every single one of them told her this idea was horrible, that it had never worked before, that you have to keep the food at a specific temperature or it would go bad and people might get sick and then she'd get sued. And there were reasons, many, many reasons why she shouldn't do it. Luckily, she decided she'd try it anyways. And she started by picking up food in her station wagon from restaurants, and she'd bring it to a nonprofit that would distribute it. And it went well. And she had young kids at the time. Sometimes they'd be in the back seat of the car while she did this. And she kept plugging away and eventually got a grant. And then it grew larger and it grew into the organization it is today. And today, her organization feeds 90,000 people a week. And it's Phil Abundance. It would have been incredible if she had just on her own gotten some food and fed a few people a week. How amazing that the momentum led to this ripple where now over 90,000 people a week are being fed by Phil Abundance. One other example I wanted to talk about is a girl named Jordan Phillips. So her mom was diagnosed with cancer, and Jordan decided she wanted to raise money to help find a cure. Jordan didn't think enough money was being raised. So she started her own little business, Cozies for a Cure, and was basically selling knitted sleeves that you could put on coffee cups. And it would keep your coffee warm and your hand cool. And her goal was to raise $150. Well, this business took off, and so far she's raised over $100,000. And in both cases, these are people who saw a problem and decided they'd do something about it. And that's the problem-solving approach that junior achievement instills in students. And I'm grateful that students see this, grab this opportunity, and that junior achievement takes on the mission of encouraging our future leaders. All I'd say is keep finding the problems and then taking the next steps to do something about them. Congratulations to tonight's honorees, and thank you. You put a ton of time and effort into junior achievement, and it means the world. It means the world to our young entrepreneurs who are the future. It meant the world to me when I was in junior achievement. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Brad. Entrepreneurship education has been part of the DNA for junior achievement for over 100 years. I couldn't agree more on the impact it can have on changing our communities. As I close my part of the program, I want to express my thanks to each of you for everything you do now and in the future for junior achievement. Now the fun part, as some of our community partners introduce this year's honorees.
Hello, my name is Keith Tharrington, and I am the proud principal of the John F. Hartranft Elementary School in the School District of Philadelphia. As the winner of the JA Educator of the Year Award for 2019, and a partner with Junior Achievement for many years, I know the dedication it takes to be an educator, and the difference that dedication makes in the lives of our students. So I am pleased to introduce LeBray Rose, counselor at Reading High School, and our Educator of the Year honoree for 2020. LeBray has been instrumental in a partnership that reaches over 1,000 students every year, with vital programs on work readiness and financial capability. As with all of our honorees, LeBray will be interviewed by one of JA's student ambassadors.
Hi, I'm Rosie, a JA student, and I'm going to be interviewing our Educator of the Year, LeBray Rose. Hi, LeBray.
Hi, Rosie.
Why is it important for students to have junior achievement programming?
What I like most about junior achievement and working with junior achievement is that it operates and provides information to our students in a variety of different ways. So it has a career success piece where students are able to learn about being successful, looking for and attaining a career down the road. It also has a financial literacy piece where students can learn the basics about personal finance. And then there's also some things they learn about just basic character building, how to work well in a team, how to navigate conflict, how to make good decisions, how to keep things positive and motivational. And I think those are just all skills that students should have in order for them to be successful adults. I've had older students come to me, different volunteers, and even parents say that they wish that they had some sort of program that was going on in their school when they were in 9th or 10th grade, just so that they were able to learn certain adaptive living skills they need to have as adults. You know, not everyone has the opportunity to learn how to balance a checkbook when they're 15. Not everyone has the opportunity to learn what's the difference between a checking and a savings account, and how to apply for a job, and what to do and what not to do in a job interview. So I think these are all skills that our students should have and need to have, and I'm just happy that Junior Achievement was here to help us have access to those resources. And I think that our 9th graders are going to be really productive and successful adults once they graduate with those skills.
What kind of impact have you seen community volunteers make in the classroom?
So I'm sure, as you can understand, as a high school student coming to class every day, things can get a little bit mundane, even if the teacher's trying really, really hard to keep things exciting and to keep you guys engaged. So I think anytime when we have a new face coming into a classroom to talk about stuff that's new. It's already exciting, and kids are eager to get involved when that happens. So that's always a plus. And I think that we have a lot of business like volunteers that come in that are super comfortable standing up in front of a boardroom and presenting to 15 to 20 adults. But then when they have to stand up in front of a bunch of kids, they kind of get really, really nervous. So it's really nice to see volunteers come in maybe week 1 and they're super, super nervous and freaked out. And then by the end of the 6 weeks, they've built a great rapport with the kids, a great rapport with the teacher. They've overall had a great experience. So I think our students are able to see over the course of time, wow, this is someone that I don't know that's volunteering their time from their busy day to come and hang out with us. And I think that that helps them want to be more engaged. And I also think we have volunteers that come in not knowing anything about how to operate a classroom, but with the support of the teacher and the kids, it turns out to be a really, really great experience. So I think we have the students that are able to learn a lot from the volunteers. And I think the volunteers come in and learn a lot from our kids. And I think overall, it turns out to be a really positive experience.
What did you want to be when you grew up? What led you to working in education?
When I was in middle school, I really, really wanted to be a marine biologist and work with the whales at SeaWorld. And then when I got to high school, I took some more science classes because I thought I wanted to be a marine biologist. And then I decided that I actually might be interested in working in the medical field. So then I kind of went that avenue. And then I went to college at Temple University, go Owls, which is Philadelphia based. And I had to take college level chemistry and college level physics and college level human anatomy. And that was way harder than I had expected. And I just realized that may not be my cup of tea, but I did really enjoy the psychology and sociology classes that we had. And I really enjoyed learning about working with different kinds of people, different developmental stages. And I'm really, really into helping others and tapping in to help people realize their true potential. So I think I just kind of blended everything together, and then I ended up at Reading High School, and I'm really, really happy that I made the switch. I'm also the oldest of 5 kids, so working with kids kind of comes naturally to me because I have a lot of younger siblings. And that's just kind of how I ended up where I am.
Okay, last one. What is one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
One piece of advice I would give my younger self is to just enjoy the journey and not try and figure everything out right away. And just remind myself that I have time, and there's nothing wrong with making a mistake and learning from it and going in a different direction or trying again.
That's all the questions I have.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to thank everyone with Junior Achievement. This is now, I think, our 3rd or 4th year in a partnership, and I just feel like we've come such a long way. And I couldn't have done that without the people that I have worked with on the JA side. So I just want to say thank you. Our students, thank you. Our administration, thanks you. Thank you for considering me for this. I think I've just been lucky to hop on this bandwagon and make it actually happen in our building. So I can't thank you guys enough.
My name is Kathleen Hohenadel, and I work for Lockheed Martin. I've been a JA volunteer for over 15 years, and I know firsthand the impact that a committed adult role model can have on the young people in our communities. I've also volunteered for the JA Company Program, the same program that our next honorees have led at their organizations. Raina Murdoch and Linnea Golden from Pfizer are this year's Volunteer of the Year co-award winners. They have mentored a group of high school students for the last 4 years as they launched a series of entrepreneurial endeavors. The successful effort included 2 trips to the JA National Student Leadership Finals in Washington, D.C. As we hear their story, they will be joined by another JA Student Ambassador. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me today, and I'm really excited to talk to you, Linnea and Raina. These were actually my volunteer heads when I did Junior Achievement throughout high school. So this is really awesome for me to be here and talk to you guys today. So I guess my first question for you is, what is your favorite JA program and why?
So I'd have to say for sure my favorite JA program is company program, which we've been involved with actually going on our 6th year here at Pfizer. And the main reason for that is because it's just so inspiring to work with the students like yourself and see all of the different innovative ideas that you come up with over time and how you're able to achieve these really big ideas every year.
Yep. And I will also say the company program because I enjoy seeing the students grow over time, especially if we have the opportunity to work with them for multiple years and seeing them synthesize the things that we teach them and using that to approach new problems.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of building off of that, I mean, I've gained so much out of the company program over the years. And so kind of to hear from your perspective, why do you think it's important for students like me and students around the country who are participating in junior achievement programs? Why do you think it's important for students to go through JA?
JA teaches soft skills and things you don't learn in the classroom, like communication, collaboration, time management, and general business acumen.
Yep. And I can add on to that with, we've really been able to see the results of what JA instills in their students. Because at Pfizer, we actually have a program where we hire students that are just graduating out of their senior year of high school and have had the opportunity to interview a number of students, including JA students have been through the program at Pfizer as well as at other companies. And they definitely stand out in that interview process because they're able to speak in business language, use those terms that, we understand, and as a result, really excel through that interview process.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, these are all skills that I definitely also picked up on as a student. So that's really awesome to hear that, these are things that you also see. But in terms of you both as volunteers, what have you guys learned through junior achievement?
Absolutely. So I think one of the things that we try to instill in the students that we work with every year is this whole idea of thinking big. And not being afraid to think outside of the box and tackle a problem that may seem bigger than what you on the outside set might feel like you're able to achieve. And I've been able to see, through the student success, how I can challenge myself to think bigger and the problems that I'm looking to solve, in my personal life or at work. So I've really taken away that aspect of, not being afraid to tackle those big things as something that I've learned for myself personally.
Yeah, and I've become more familiar with design thinking and being more nurturing of those kinds of ideas and also entrepreneurship in general. And then this year, I expect I will also learn more about effective virtual communication and some of the tools and strategies that I might be able to bring back to my day job.
Speaking of jobs and like junior achievement and how you've been able to help, students find their way, career paths, learning new things. What did you guys want to do when you were growing up? What was your dream job?
So I always wanted to be in the arts, and I actually studied graphic design in college, but I ended up getting hired at my 10th job, and that led to my current career. But I think if I had participated in a program like Junior Achievement in high school, I would have known sooner about all the other opportunities that are part of business and how there's a place in the professional world for people of all different backgrounds.
Yeah, and when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a dentist, which is very far from where I ended up in my career. As I was graduating high school, I was really strong in math and sciences and was pushed toward, a career in engineering. And as I started to get into that, I was finding that it wasn't really the best fit for what I wanted to do. And I did find that I was really enjoying my computer programming classes. And where I really came around to finding my way was having a conversation with a friend at another school who was going to work for one of the big 6 consulting firms. And when they described what they were going to do every day, I realized that's what I want to do. I want to be able to work with technology, but also use that to help solve business problems and be able to be working with customers to help make their lives easier was kind of the passion that I found there, and it's what I ultimately ended up doing after graduation and then also here at Pfizer.
That's really awesome. And Linnea, you touched on this a little bit, how, if you knew about junior achievement when you were younger, you would have thought about more things that you could have done. And same with Raina. I mean, the way that your progress and what you wanted to do really changed. So I guess my last question here is, if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would that be?
So I would say to take advantage of all the connections that you make, keep in touch with people and use that network. Especially now with social media, it's easier to maintain connections and keep up with people and what they're doing and reach out to them.
Yeah. Yeah, and the piece of advice that I would give is to realize that very few decisions in life are permanent. So often can we, change our way as we learn new things. I think that showed through in the conversation that we just had about my career choice. I went into college having one idea in mind and left college with a completely different idea in mind. So you have to be willing to kind of take those risks and change course along the way, pivot, to use one of our JA terms, in order to, make what the right decisions are for you at a particular time. So I'd like to thank all of the awesome students that we've worked with over the years who have made it such a rewarding experience for us.
Yeah. And I will thank all of our amazing Pfizer volunteers and community volunteers and our other Pfizer colleagues who have supported all the different events and activities and sales that we've done at Pfizer.
Hello everyone, my name is Al Ruiz and I'm with Accenture. In my role as a JA board member, I know how involved being a board member can be and how it can really make a difference. And what a difference Tom has made. Tom Schubert's the Chief Financial Officer of Strategic Systems and is our JA Board Member of the Year for 2020. Tom has served as both the Chair of the JA Governing Board as well as the Chair of the Berks County Advisory Board. And under Tom's leadership, he helped relaunch junior achievement in Berks County in 2018. And now let's hear more from Tom and a JA student ambassador.
What is it like to serve on the board of junior achievement?
So I'd say it's a couple of things. First of all, it's fun. It's fun because you're helping students learn about an area that they otherwise might not be exposed to in school. So it opens up a lot of new avenues for them. Second, it definitely helps me be a better person because I get to interact with a lot of different board members from a lot of different companies that have expertise that is different than mine. And I get to learn from that and I get to make a contribution towards it, which is a lot of fun. But the common thing is that we all share the goal of trying to make the community better. And that's how the board comes together to say, we have a goal, we want to make our community better. And then we have specific goals around what we want to do with students. And it's always a lot of fun when we achieve those goals because we get to celebrate. So that's why I like it.
That's amazing that you guys are involved in this and that you're bringing new stuff to our schools, and a lot of kids get to learn a lot of stuff that they want to do in the future, which is amazing. It's a great way to start something that you want to be. Why is junior achievement important to you?
Junior achievement's important to me for a couple of reasons. One, because I think all students deserve a chance. And what junior achievement does is bring the concepts of financial literacy, work readiness, entrepreneurship to the students in the classroom that they otherwise would probably never be exposed to. And I know, Abigail, with you last year, having gone through those two programs, I heard you talk about how it opened your eyes to things about entrepreneurship that you otherwise wouldn't have thought about. My hope is that it makes your dreams become bigger. It gives you a high motivation to do well in school because you know what you could do after you get out of high school. And that's what I think junior achievement is so important. And I will tell you, I've been involved for a number of years, and I have seen numerous examples of kids, students that weren't the best students, but they got involved in GIA and they flourished. And I know in some cases, it really turned around their lives. So when you ask me why it's important to me, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yes, a lot of my classmates, I saw them that they were not doing too good in school, but after this program came along, they started to learn more of the stuff that they wanted to be when they were older. So they started to pay more attention, they started to get more involved, and that was good to see, you know. And I also loved that I got to learn more about what I want to be when I grow up, and I got more knowledge out of it. So I think it's amazing what you guys are doing with this program.
Well, you said it way better than I ever could, and that's exactly why we do this. So I'm so pleased that you had that opportunity. And I know you're going to make the most of it, which is really exciting to me.
Okay, what impact do you see junior achievement having on students, the teachers, and the community?
I'm going to start with the students, and there I think it's pretty clear. As you recall, in the 2 programs that you participated in last year at Reading High School, we did 2 programs for every 9th grader. It's 1,000 students, and we were able to do both surveys before the program and surveys after the program. And students basically told us what they learned during the program and how they're going to try to apply it. And the results were outstanding in terms of what they retained and what they thought it meant to them as they were going throughout the rest of the years of their high school. So that was really good. So students' impact is significant. We're sure of that. And you can attest to that better than anybody because you experienced it, which I love. For the teachers were very engaged with us. They were in the room with the volunteers, and you could see that they wanted to make sure that it was a successful program. And they were very supportive, and we could not do it without the teachers. And I think it was a win-win for everybody there as well. The last part's the community. You know, there it gets a little broader because we need volunteers, we need businesses to support it, and we need educators. Those 3 have to constantly try to come together. And I think we have a great opportunity to expand our reach. So if you're hearing this and you have an interest, if you're a business leader, if you're an educator, or if you're a volunteer that wants to just volunteer, we would love to have you because it doesn't happen without those 3 contingencies of people. So we need them. We need all of them, and we'll take as many as we can get.
I think it's amazing, again, what you guys are doing with this program because it lets a lot of students be able to know what they want to do for the future and have a little piece of it. I'm learning so much from this class, and I'm glad that I got to learn from the program last year, and now I get to have a class about it every day, which is great. And I love how the teachers are getting involved with the students. They're talking to them. They're having resources for them as well. So thank you for doing this, answering my questions today, Tom.
Abigail, it's been great. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it, and I'm glad that we were able to get that spark going within you. I'm sure you're going to be a terrific entrepreneur. So I look forward to seeing that in the future. Thanks again for taking the time to do it with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Joy Isabelle, and I'm the Business Development Manager here at Junior Achievement. As you just saw in the Meet Jaden video, we are excited to emphasize and share the impact and connections a community can have when a JA experience is introduced. Our honorees, speakers, and student ambassadors all represent the different ways we come together. Listening to all of these JA impact stories reminds me of why I love my job so much. Not only are we impacting students' tomorrows and connecting the classroom to the real world, but we are helping our communities grow. We are strengthening the relationships between schools and the business world, helping to create a generation of students that are financially capable, work-ready, entrepreneurially minded, and confident about their future. We need your help to make that happen. Please join me in giving by texting tomorrows to 50155 or by following the link in the video description box below. Thank you for your gift. And of course, congratulations to all of our honorees. Thank you for being such amazing partners in all the work we do.
Hi, my name is Herschel Patel, and I'm a member of JA's Young Professional Board. As such, I understand the importance of corporate involvement in the mission of junior achievement. The intersection of volunteer and financial support is vital, and Santander Bank is a perfect example both locally and nationally of this important partnership. It is my pleasure to introduce Angela Moultrie, Executive Vice President and Region President from Santander Bank, as our Business Partner of the Year honoree. Thank you.
All right, thank you for being here with us, Angela. So I guess we wanted to start off a little bit, just why does Santander Bank support organizations like Junior Achievement?
For the past several years, Santander Bank has provided around 15,000 volunteer hours annually to support the development of financial literacy skills and empowerment to those that need it most in our communities. Junior Achievement's mission to inspire young people to succeed in a global economy, it aligns perfectly with Santander's emphasis on providing products, services, expertise in entrepreneurship. So personal financial health and workforce readiness is really critical to the success of our communities and something we really believe in. Our team members at Santander, they love working with kids. That's actually something we received a lot of positive feedback around. So Junior Achievement affords us the unique opportunity to collaborate directly with students at a time in their lives when the introduction of financial skills is most important. So it's actually a passion for us and something that we're very much committed to.
So the bank provides many volunteers to Junior Achievement, and you had mentioned how a lot of people at Santander enjoy working with the kids. So why do you ask your people to volunteer?
Santander provides charitable contributions to hundreds of terrific nonprofits every year, totaling over 11 million in grant funding annually. But we firmly believe that a true corporate citizen also means investing more than money. So volunteerism is huge. Santander employees have the experience as subject matter experts to support those in our communities in delivering financial management perspective that can better position them for economic mobility and the capabilities to make decisions that lead to a future of financial independence. So again, very much part of our core values and ways that we can help our communities prosper, and something we're extremely committed to.
So you had touched on it earlier, but could you go into a little bit more detail why you think it's so important that kids learn how to manage their finances?
Financial management is a skill that impacts all of us. Regardless of the career you choose, absolutely every person will be challenged at some point in their life with situations that will necessitate an understanding of best practices concerning budgeting, credit building, borrowing, and more. So whenever we can provide that, it's huge. And if you think about it, the things you learn early on are so critical to your future success. It can help you with determining when you want to buy a home, or what you may want to put aside to go and invest in your education and just future decisions. So the earlier we can teach folks financing, the better that it is.
Awesome. And then I guess now if we shift a little bit more towards you personally, what do you wish that you knew about jobs when you were a kid, and why is it important to know that?
Oh, it's a great question. There's a lot of things that I wish I knew when I was younger, but I can tell you, as someone who has personally been impacted by Junior Achievement in such a positive way, I had the opportunity to participate in Junior Achievement early on. Actually, believe it or not, my first entrepreneurial experience was that we sold checkbook covers. So it was something, I guess I was destined for banking. But really, when you think about the value of your hard work, understanding that relationships matter, you need to collaborate with people, really get the word of mouth out there around what you're trying to achieve. You start to understand that there's a lot of people who really are vested in you, but you do need to be very deliberate in what you're trying to do. You want to make sure that you're focused, you're intentional, the quality of your work, and really that work ethic that you put in and focus is critically important. And so that's something that I was able to learn early on. And I've also, stumbled a little bit early on. And so you get to work through some of those things and just really understanding the value of true work ethic and really partnering and having relationships. It really makes a difference.
So who are some people that you feel have had a big impact on yourself?
Oh, you know what? That's such a great question. I have to say, I've had so many supporters through the years, and it really starts with my family. I'm very close to my family. We have a large family. So my parents have made a huge difference in my life. The extension of the family, aunts and uncles, just the support. It's always been there. Today, even in my personal life, the support of my family is huge. And so when I think about JA from a professional standpoint and just growing up and really creating that engagement and belief and buy-in, I would like to give a big shout out to Yvette Frisbee Moore and Henry Thomas. They were critical in my success and just making sure we had a very tight plan. They were very committed to the junior achievement curriculum and keeping us focused, keeping us on task, and helping us understand the future and path forward. So I would say those two have made a huge difference in my life related to junior achievement and, quite frankly, setting me on my path for my professional career.
Great. That was great to hear about you when you were a little bit younger. But what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. It's actually not where, I am today. I actually had a very different plan. I thought I was going to be a doctor, and that's what I had in my head. And I was very clear about doing that. But as I started to work through things in life and understanding where my passion really lied, I understood that I wanted to do something different, and banking was a true calling for me. It was somewhere that could really help people. They really valued my expertise, and it is somewhere that at the end of the day, I'm really glad that I made that decision. And I always was encouraged to make decisions that lead you to your passion, where you can be successful and where you can make a difference in the lives of others.
Great, thank you. And then just finally, you had briefly mentioned how you had some experience with junior achievement yourself. So I was wondering how that's impacted you now.
I would say my experience with junior achievement was a great one. I had some really great mentors and people who really encouraged me, folks who really asked me to speak up and really told me early on that, Angela, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be extremely successful, learn some of these very important life skills along with some of the aspects around entrepreneurship. And so it has absolutely shaped everything that I've done throughout my life. And I would just say, when I think back on junior achievement and some of the things that I was able to grow from and what I was able to take away, that confidence is one huge piece of it.
Great, thank you. It was awesome hearing about all of your personal experience as well as with Santander and their relationship with junior achievement.
Thank you.
My name is Regina Black-Lennox, and I'm the Executive Vice President and COS of the Satella Institute. The mission of the Institute is to promote corporate social responsibility, and there is no more shining example than our honoree. It's my privilege and my pleasure to introduce Terry Ziegler, the President and CEO of DataCap Systems Incorporated and the founder of the Ziegler Family Foundation, the 2020 Community Partner Award winner. This partnership is so important as it provides the financial resources that impact more than 4,000 students every year, helping them be better prepared for their own financial futures. So now, let's go to Terry and our student ambassador from Junior Achievement as Terry accepts his award. Congratulations, Terry.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, an eighth grader at Eisenhower Science and Technology Leadership Academy, and I am halfway through the JA Personal Finance program. I've learned about expenses and income and how I will use them in the future. And I am excited to interview Terry Ziegler of the Ziegler Family Foundation, who made that programming at my school possible. Hi, Mr. Ziegler.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I've got a few interview questions for you.
Okay.
The first one is, what is the Ziegler Family Foundation and why did you partner with Junior Achievement?
Well, about 8 or 9 years ago, my wife Joanne and I talked at length about how we might be able to give back to the community. And we decided the best way to do that was to develop a private foundation that would house some money to fund the implementation of financial literacy programs. We believe that a lot of the problems we see in today's world are a result of people not being able to handle their finances properly. So we created a personal foundation and we started to put together a program to go out and execute that vision. And it turned out, we found out we were in over our heads pretty quick. So we actually hired our daughter, Janelle, to run the foundation. And part of that process was to find a partner we could acquire the materials from to implement this program. When we went into the school districts, we found out that it was going to be a challenge to get the school districts to accept anything that wasn't already well proven. So in order to gain their trust, in order to accelerate the program and scale it, we went out in search of a partner and materials. And after interviewing a number of people that had materials available, we decided that JA was a perfect fit because not only did they have the materials, but they also had a great reputation that the school districts were all well aware of. And that's how we really connected with Junior Achievement.
So now the next question is, why do you think young people need to understand financial literacy?
Well, I'll ask you a question, Jonathan. Do you get an allowance? Do you have a job? What's your situation?
I get an allowance once a month.
So do you save that money or do you spend it right away? How do you handle your money?
I save most of it and then I'll keep some if I need to spend.
Well, that's terrific because I'll tell you what, Jonathan, everything you touch in your life is going to involve some kind of financial literacy skill, whether it is dealing with how you're going to save that allowance or you're going to spend that allowance or whether you're going to get a credit card or whether you're going to buy a car. Everything you do has some kind of impact there. And you've often heard, I'm sure, the concept that rich people get richer. And that's seen as a really bad thing in today's political environment. But the reality is it's true. And it's true because rich people save their money. They invest their money and they make their money work for them rather than them working for their money. And I think that's the lesson you'll learn as you go through your life. And it's interesting because not only will it impact you from your own personal wealth standpoint, but it'll also have a significant impact on your career. Because you go out looking for a job and you get involved with your employers, what you're going to find is that they'll look at whether you're making good decisions in your own personal life and determine whether they can trust you to make decisions for their business. And from that standpoint, if you're making really bad decisions, you're going to hurt your career. If you're making really good decisions, you're going to help your career. So it's important not only in your day-to-day activities, but it's important for your future career also.
Okay. So now I want to ask you, what do you see as the role of community leaders in education?
Again, when we started this process, we saw this as a generational problem that would require a generation solution. So when I say that, I mean that this problem has existed for many, many, many years and will require a lot of years, a full generation to solve. So if you look at why that's the case, the reality is that many parents don't have these financial literacy skills themselves, so their ability to pass them on to their children is quite limited. And what we even found out more so was that many of the educators out there also do not possess those skills any more than parents do. So to the extent that we count on the parents or the educators to deliver this financial literacy skill set was probably asking a bit much, at least in a generational solution. So from our viewpoint, we think that the entire community needs to be involved. And that's why we kind of engaged not only Junior Achievement, but also local businesses, financial services organizations, community organizations, because we felt that everybody was needed to solve this problem, but more important, everybody benefits by a good solution to this problem. So everybody should participate.
So now my final question for you is, what did you want to be when you grow up?
Well, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm not sure yet. Actually.
Well, I wasn't either. The truth is, I would have liked to have played professional sports, but I didn't have the skills to pull that off. So I made sure that I did my work in school, got my studies right, got to college, made sure that I got those grades right, got prepared to go out and get a job that would actually produce an income for me. Now, I will tell you that I had summer jobs working for entrepreneurs. I worked for a guy that had a scrap metal yard. I worked for a guy that had a real estate development company, Voya, a home builder. My grandfather also owned his own plumbing business. So I was exposed to a lot of people that owned their own businesses. And I kind of liked the way they lived their lives and what they did and how they behaved. And I kind of got the sense that that's something I'd want to do. So I helped guide myself down that path a little bit by making sure that I went to school, and I wound up with a degree from Bloomsburg University with business management background.
Well, I want to thank you for being here with us so that I could interview you.
Well, you're welcome. It's nice talking to you. Good luck in the future.
It was nice talking to you too.
My name is Carrie Longarzo, and I'm a volunteer for the JA Company program at IKEA USA. I have been volunteering for the program for the past 7 years now, and every year I keep coming back because I genuinely love what this program stands for. I get so much energy out of the fact that this is a real business experience. I love seeing the excitement and the passion that these students bring to each and every meeting and watching what they're able to accomplish during our short time together. But I have to say, my absolute favorite part actually happens after the program comes to an end, and I get to watch all of the successes that these incredible students continue to have as they grow into young adults. I have watched past students go off to college, get their dream jobs, win awards, and start their own companies. One of those past students that I have had the immense pleasure of watching succeed beyond JA is your next speaker. I have watched her continue to learn, grow, and inspire over these last several years. As an advocate for the program, a natural entrepreneur, and a born leader, you will soon learn that this person is someone that always leaves the room just a little bit brighter than when she walked in. So, without further ado, I am honored to introduce your next speaker, Hope Kim.
Hi, my name is Hope Kim, and I'm currently a senior at the University of Southern California studying computer science and business administration for my undergraduate degree and computer science for my master's degree. After graduation, I will be joining Facebook as a full-time software engineer, but beyond that, I would like to go into product management or even start my own company. In high school, I was actually a part of a lot of different companies thanks to junior achievement, and my only regret is that I didn't start sooner during freshman year. Overall, I had so many takeaways from junior achievement, whether that's the people that I met or teamwork and leadership. But for the people that I met, I am so grateful for the company volunteer mentors that helped every single week for me and my company. I am super thankful, and I still stay in touch with them to this day. I'm also thankful and really appreciative of the people that I met student-wise, my peers, whether or not that's in my actual company or even the people that I met across the country at the regional and national competitions. And another thing to note is that junior achievement definitely taught me the importance of maintaining my network because I still stay in touch with all of these people to this day. I also learned teamwork and leadership through my experience at junior achievement, whether that's working with my own team that I led as vice president of different departments, or just working with the whole company at large, or even working with the company volunteer mentors. I also specifically learned leadership through this because I was a vice president in all of this. I had to lead my team all 3 years, but I also had to lead our company at the different regional and national competitions that I participated in. Finally, I think a huge takeaway that I got from junior achievement was just the hands-on learning that I got. I learned how to start a company, how to market, finance, how to work supply chain with my other vice presidents. It's just things that you don't really get to learn from a textbook, and you'll only really get to learn by doing it in real time. Most importantly, though, junior achievement has inspired me to be confident in my abilities in whatever I put my mind to do, and to also be a leader. Specifically, junior achievement has encouraged me to look at my future in a way that is different from what I looked at before, and also encourage me in the way that I look at my future. And I'm just really appreciative of junior achievement for all of this. All of this would not have been possible without the generous support of people like you, our donors, our business partners, and our community partners. I know that junior achievement has helped me inspire my tomorrows. Won't you join us in inspiring the tomorrows of other young people in Southeastern Pennsylvania? To make your donation, please text the word tomorrows to 51055. Thank you so much for your time and generosity, and I hope that you can see how much junior achievement has impacted me and how much you can impact other students like me.
Not long ago, they were Generation Z, Gen Z, Zoomers. But now, they are the pandemic generation, the lockdown generation. The question is, will they become a lost generation? The new normal has been an overwhelming experience for all of us, but an especially profound one for today's young people. For many, their hopes and dreams have vanished before their eyes, and the future remains uncertain for the rest. What happens to them today will shape the way they see the world tomorrow. Will they view our nation as a land of hope, opportunity, and unlimited potential? Or as something else entirely? Waiting to see what happens isn't an option. The time to act is now, by giving them the tools, resources, and support they need to navigate uncertain times, reach their potential, and create a better future for themselves, their families, and communities. Junior Achievement's proven programs can help them do just that. But we can't do it alone. We are prepared to deliver life-changing experiences to young people, whether they are in person or virtual. But we need your support now if we are to make this happen. An investment today can help create a brighter and more just future. But hope can't wait.
My name is Paul Capel, and I am president of Junior Achievement of Southeastern Pennsylvania. And it is my honor and privilege to close out our program and share the great stories of everyone that we've heard from this evening. You've heard from Brad and Jim and Hope as they shared their experiences as part of what makes Junior Achievement work, as board members, volunteers, and alumni. You've heard from our honorees this evening, including Angela and Santander Bank, Terry, Raina and Linnea, Tom and LeBray. Volunteers, donors, business leaders, educators are the DNA of Junior Achievement. Without the committed and passionate work of people like those that we've heard from this evening, Junior Achievement doesn't exist. And yet, as you've also heard, there's a lot of work to do. And we're excited about everything that we have moving forward. Of course, I want to thank all of our sponsors and supporters this evening, the Junior Achievement Board of Directors, and our primary event sponsors, who include Bank of America, Wells Fargo, WPVI, NJM Insurance Group, Airgas, Voya, and Essential. And of course, I want to thank the Junior Achievement staff, Laura, Stuart, Andrew, and of course, Joy. I've been constantly amazed with the work and effort that they've put into pivoting junior achievement to better meet the needs of young people in our community. And it is my privilege to go to work with them every day, even though most of that work is probably being done from our kitchen tables. You've heard this evening from the impact of junior achievement, and yet there's still much to do. We're very proud and excited of the 30,000 students that participate in the junior achievement program every year. And yet that means that 95% of the young people in our community do not have access to these great programs. And as I listened to our speakers tonight, I thought of the core values of junior achievement, which start with believing in the boundless potential of young people. But another value is the power of partnership and collaboration. And it is that partnership and collaboration that not only has brought us to where we are today, but will actually position us as we move forward. And moving forward will involve 3 key initiatives as we do a better job of meeting the needs of our young people in the community and prepare them for a future that, as we all know, is very uncertain. And as we face this uncertain future, how do we begin to prepare those students for jobs that don't even exist yet, or for activities that oftentimes we have a hard time imagining? Well, first, that will involve a changing of the JA educational experience. Some of that you've heard about in this program, whether it be virtual volunteer delivery, blended learning, or self-guided student activities. How do we make sure that all students have access to relevant and experiential learning moving forward? Secondly, community impact. And we will completely redesign our community impact measures beyond just the number of students that participate in JA programs, but what are the skills that they are gaining through these experiences, and how does that better prepare them for the future that they will face? Third is economic mobility. And how does participating in a JA program better prepare the student for that future, whatever that may be? But how do we also bring these programs into households, into communities, and into the neighborhoods that are in much need of these vital economic programs, and providing equal access to these economic opportunities at the same time? And lastly, this will be done through innovation. Innovation in partnerships, innovation in program delivery, and innovation in the impact that we have on the students that participate in this journey. The prime example of this is our partnership with the School District of Philadelphia, in which we are working to create an assessment and credentialing system in which high school students will be better prepared, not only through the programs and activities that they participate in, but will also be assessed in real time and the skills and competencies that they earn, and then be able to take this assessment and these badges and credentials out into the community to future employers, to colleges, universities, to show real world activities and excellence in better preparing them for the world of work. This is exciting stuff, and hopefully it's exciting to you as well. We look forward to the opportunity to help change tomorrow's, to help inspire tomorrow's. But we need your help. We look forward to continuing this partnership, and we look forward to working together to make sure that all students, no matter where they are in our community, have a better future, a more equitable future, and a more successful future. Thank you, and I look forward to working with all of you soon.
you.